Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the second, third. Welcome to Sunday Night Dinner Convo, Nurturing Conversations. Thank you for joining me. Hold on, I gotta make sure I'm not dry out here in these YouTube Twitch streets. Ba-da-dun-dun-dun. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get my disclaimers, and we just gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, y'all know something always fall every time I go live. Something always fall. Um, I do not tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion that is towards me or to anyone that is in the chat. I There will be curse words, there will be tears, there will be my opinion is my opinion, your opinion is your opinion. We are here to have a discussion. We are here to talk about continued cycles. That's the topic for tonight is continued cycles. Um, it was something I am not a mental health professional. I do have a degree, but I do not have a degree in mental health or medicine or anything like that. I am just one woman willing to share my personal experiences with the hopes that it inspires you. One, to know that you are not alone. Two, to know that you can overcome, go through, get through, move past anything that life has thrown at you. Life continues to throw at you. You are able to overcome it. Now that we got that out the way, today's topic is continued cycles. And I wanted to talk about this because it's the beginning of the new year, 16 days in. My whole purpose. I last year, if you don't know, let me catch you up real fast. I'm on a journey of healing and self discovery. Last year, the journey was tough. It was tough. I promise total transparency, so that's what y'all gonna get. Last year, the journey was tough as hell. I almost was like, fuck this journey, fuck all of that, but I'm glad that I continued on the journey. I'm glad that I actually was honest with myself and I honestly like learned and was honest with myself. And that helped me to be better. It helped me to grow and learn. It helped me to understand that I was carrying around a lot of shit that I didn't have to carry around. I was holding on to shit that I could have easily let go. And I'm saying easily because at that time it was just like, oh, they say hindsight is 2020. Well, right now it was just like, oh, that shit would have been real. You could let that go any day or time, but it had a grip, it had a hold on me, so I couldn't really let it go. So I learned to set boundaries. I learned the word no. If you've been watching the channel, it's a no. I don't know who created it. I didn't create it. I just adopted it as like my way of saying no. So it's a no for me became my thing. And boundaries, it's a no, no, hell no, fuck no, no, period. Not explaining myself. That used to be I was a former. I'm a former. I have to say it like that. I'm a former people pleaser. And I didn't look at it as being a people pleaser. I just didn't want anybody to think about me in any other way but loving and caring and kind. And so I would do things like run myself ragged. I would give of myself so much so that I would be without while other people had. And I made the conscious decision that I am not going to have continued cycles in my life. Coming to understand what the word insanity means, coming to understand that doing the same thing, hoping for a different result, that is what insanity is. Again, I'm not a mental health professional. I just read the definition of what it is. And so for me, it was like, that makes sense. I can't continue doing the same thing, hoping for a different result, and I didn't do anything different. So I said, I'm going to go on the journey of healing and self discovery. Everything from my past that I was holding on to, all of the baggage, all of the shit that wasn't mine, I'm letting it go. Um, I didn't have any map or guide on this journey. I didn't have any, hey, here's how you no steps, no anything. I didn't have any of that. I just knew that I didn't want to carry that around anymore. Earlier this morning, I released a meditation, and it said, when you get tired, you will stop. I'm going to say that again. When you get tired, you will stop. If you ever thought about anything in your life and you really wanted it to change, you really wanted it to be something else, it had to be that point where you got tired. You didn't want to put up with it anymore. You didn't want to hear about it anymore. You were tired. And what happened? You changed it. Tonight, we're talking about continued cycles. I'm going to talk from the period of this global fucking pandemic, because I feel like I can't, again, I'm going to speak for me. If you have a difference of opinion, I welcome you to drop it in the chat. Um for me, it changed. Having COVID fucking changed me. That's number one. But being in a global fucking pandemic, not being able to be around my family as much, not being able to talk to them as much, see them, interact with them as much as I would like to, losing people, um, all of the experiences that I had in the last 2 years definitely inspired me to be different and encouraged me to let go. Um, and to change the way I was operating. Not saying that the way I was operating was just like bad, it was shitty or anything like that. It's just like a lot of the shit that I was doing was as a direct result of hurt, anger, all of those emotions from things that I just let grow and fester instead of just handling them at the beginning. That's why last Sunday conversation was silence is not an option. Like, I was one of those people that was silenced. Like, I shit would happen and I'd just be like, karma gonna get them, or you know, hey, I know the truth, so whatever. And then I started to notice a pattern. It's a cycle. It's like, okay, people would do shit. And then when people do fucked up shit to you and you don't say nothing, so then they'll just be like, oh, okay. Then another fucked up thing happened. And it's like, oh, okay. The next thing you know, it's like a pile of shit. And then it's just like, you just can't take it no more. You just snapping off, and other shit happens at other people. And I mean, I just, I did. I did last year, at the beginning of the last year, I allowed myself to be consumed by a situation. And as I looked back at it, I will say that it needed to happen. It was meant to happen. I kind of wish it could have happened in a different way. Not really. And I'm not gonna take it back. It happened the way it needed to happen. I'm gonna say that. It happened the way it needed to happen. And it helped me to move forward and not being silent. It helped me to stand up for myself. I thought being silent was just like, okay, this is a way of smoothing it over. It's a way of like just keeping everything good, keeping everything good around me, knowing that at the same time it was just like, how dare you? How dare you do something like that to me? And I'm pretty sure you watching, you've had a how dare, I can't believe, how dare, I wish a motherfucker would, and they would. Like, we've all had these moments. And for me, I've been able to previously I would just react, but in this journey of healing and self-discovery and understanding that you're a human being, you watching this, I'm pointing at you because you're a human being just like I'm a human being. No one is perfect. Let me make sure I say that. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Perfect is an illusion that people tell us to strive for, and we will never reach. You ever wonder why like in my video, it should be up. If it's not, it'll be up later. In my video, I was like, you people make goals, or people say they're going to do something, and then when they don't do it, they feel like a complete failure. You don't have to feel like a failure. You're striving for something that you will never reach. No one on this earth, no one is perfect. Nobody. Nobody. Anybody, nobody, nan person is perfect. So what you should strive for is to be the best version of you. I said to myself, like, I don't want to have cycles. I don't want to, you notice a pattern. Like, if you notice, okay, say you get a job, right? If you notice you get a job only for the money, you don't get the job because you really like the job. You don't get the job because you enjoy what you do or that's the career that you want to be in. You just think, oh, right now I just need to get some money because I got to pay this bill. I got to pay my rent, my car note due, insurance. So you just get the job to get some money. And then while you're at the job, you're complaining about going to the job. You wishing you had another job. You wishing these people would stop talking to you at the job. It becomes all of this negative big ball of negativity. And it's a cycle. You leave that job and you go to another job that you hate, but the money is better than the last job. It's a cycle. I want to encourage you on the 16th day of 2022 to stop the cycles. Move with intention. I'm going to tell you, I'm moving with intention this year. I am going to be light, love, and positivity. So everything I share with you is going to be light, love, and positivity. I'm going to continue to share my story again so that you know that you are not alone and that you are inspired to change your life. If you are a parent, no, just change your life. Change the lives of your children. I I grew up in a family where communication was big. Talking about everything was big. Like it was big. Like how was your day? You sit down. I don't know, maybe y'all remember this. I hate to take people down memory lane, but maybe you need to have this memory lane. Maybe your grandmother, maybe your family had these memories. Like I remember growing up and we had Sunday dinners at my grandmother's house. And she would ask, "How was your day? How was your week? How is school? How is the homework? How is music? How is whatever you're doing?" She would ask. So I grew up in a family where we were talking about everything. So when y'all hear me say I like to talk, that's because that's the family I grew up in. But as I got older, I understood that most people don't talk in their families. Most people don't have like face to face, like I'm talking to you. They don't have that. Um, excuse me. They have. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Oh. They talk at each other. Like the mother talks at the child. She doesn't talk directly to the child. The sisters and brothers don't talk to each other. They talk at each other. Um, and some people just don't talk at all. And so as I began to move through life and understand different people, I began to notice patterns. I began to notice patterns about myself. Like I told you, I was a people pleaser. So anytime I would become a part of a group or a circle, or I would was in a relationship or anything, I would just do above and beyond because I was like, I want you to know, like, hey, I love you. I'm telling you all the time, I want you to know I love you. I'm doing everything to show you that I love you. I never wanted anybody around me to not feel love because as someone who experienced um, some really things happened tonight. Love was one of them. I wanted to feel love. Like I grew up in a family that loved me. I did, but shit happened to me, and it was just like I just don't feel love. And it wasn't like the people around me wasn't loving me. It was me. It was I didn't feel love. And um, that continued cycle of not feeling love was because I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself enough to say no. I didn't love myself enough to know that I can accomplish things without having to do the shucking and jiving or having to do above and beyond. I could just be myself. Like I can be in a space and be me, and people will love me for that. I would love myself for being me, and people would love me for being me. People will love being around me. But as it was pertaining to the cycle of work, I want to encourage you on the 16th day of 2022 to find that thing that you love to do, whatever it is: makeup, books, poetry, dancing. I remember, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I remember a time where it was like you strived, you strived. I can't even. You worked hard because you wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, a basketball player, actress, a pediatrician, whatever you wanted to be, right? You wanted to be that. And then life happens, and then people were like, oh shit, well, I gotta try it. I gotta figure something different. And then YouTube came. You could be an actor, you could be a comedian, you can make your own web series, you can have your own television show, you could have you could do all kinds of things with YouTube. You don't have to just go to Hollywood to be a big actress or actor. I think they changed that. But you don't have to go to Hollywood to do that. You don't have to be in the industry to be a music producer. You don't have to be in the industry to be a singer. So what I'm saying to you is like you don't have to wait till you get there. You can start right here with your Twitch or with your YouTube and do the things that you always wanted to do. If you wanted to play basketball, maybe you can't make it to the, when I thought about, hi, excuse me, hi, Helen. When I thought about it, right, when you look at the numbers for the NBA, like there's like hundreds of people trying to get in the NBA, but when you actually sit down and think about how many people actually make it to the NBA, it's like some people lot their entire lives consist of basketball. So I'll give y'all like a real life example for me. I went on my Facebook the other day, and I was like, hey, if you are a mixtape artist, mixtapes are obsolete. It's 2022. Um, Use your time, money, and energy, and do something else with that. And so it sparked a conversation on Facebook. That's exactly what I meant for it to do. I'm moving with attention. It sparked a conversation, and one of the people was like, "Hey, you shouldn't tell people that mixtapes are obsolete when the celebrity people are dropping mixtapes." And I was like, "Well, let's look at this, right? Celebrity people are dropping mixtapes because they can do that. If they want to wake up and go outside and shoot money off their top porch, they can do that because they have the money. I'm going to tell you, as an independent artist, as an artist that's just waking up today and deciding that you want to do music, there is so many other ways to connect with an audience. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm live, I'm talking to you, and there's so many other ways to connect with people that will actually purchase, support, and encourage you to be better. This is all I was saying. So then they were like, "Oh, then a DJ, an actual real life DJ that DJs in the club chimed in, and he was like, "She's right because not only do DJs break music, social media influencers break music." And I'm just like, that's all I was trying to get you to see. Like, you're I don't know if artists do this where you are, but artists will spend a bunch of money to go and record, or some people grab beats off of YouTube. If you are doing that, don't do that. Send me a message. I'm gonna show you how you can, work with a producer. I'll show you how to get money from music. I'll show you how to do that. But I would tell them, like, you would spend all of this money, and for me in my mind, if I'm investing $500 in something, right? I at least want to get $450 back. 500. I'm gonna say $500 back, or at the least $150 back. I want to get a return on the thing that I'm investing. Just like if you have a YouTube channel, right? You want to get subscribers, you want to get people to like you, you want to get comments, you want to get all of those things for the time that you invest in. In my mind, I'm just like, I don't think music artists put the one and two together, because they will spend thousands of dollars and then be happy with the little likes or the subscribers, or they won't even tell people to go and subscribe to their YouTube channel, because most of them don't have a YouTube channel. They won't even tell people to follow them on or put their song on. I I'm telling artists, like, don't do the cycle. When I say mixtapes, I'm not talking about, like, okay, say you a new artist coming out. I Let me just go on record. Again, this is my opinion. I do not like mixtapes. In the original format of which mixtapes were um suggested, it was suggested that, okay, I'm gonna drop this mixtape to let people know I sing, I rap, I make beats, or whatever it is, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you drop one mixtape. You drop one mixtape, people know who you are, you build your fans, you discover your target audience, boom, you good. Then I see artists with 5, 10, 12, 13 mixtapes, and they got like one EP, or they got a bunch of videos, but it's just like you're looking at it from like an industry standpoint, and I get it, everybody wants to get in the industry, but the reality of it is, let's talk about the reality. If you ever watch any major artist then and now talk about the music industry, they're literally telling you not to get into the music industry. They're literally telling you to stay independent, learn the business, and own everything you do. That's what every if you go watch any video, documentary, movie, anything, they're telling you how you gonna make it out here in the music industry. They keep saying the music industry is this, the music industry is that. And now they even started talking about acting. All of Hollywood, they've been talking about this for forever. And me, I'm sitting here thinking like, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. If you own everything you do, if you go into a record label, you own everything you do, and they say, "Hey, we're going to give you $100,000," all automatically, you should know that $100,000 come with a price tag. You should know. I'm helping you end the cycle. If you are a music artist and you're watching this, if you're a parent of a music artist, your brother, your cousin, baby daddy, baby mama, somebody do music listen, I'm gonna help you out real fast. You want to own everything you do so that someone offering you $100,000. If you ever paid attention to the Master P conversation, he said they offered him $1 million, and he that got him to thinking like, okay, if you offer me 1 million, that means that I am worth more. If you got to think about it, right? If you've done music, I'll use myself. I've done music from the time I came out of the womb singing. No, I'm just playing. But I've done music for quite some time. So if someone comes to me and say, "Hey, I want to sign you for this," off bat, I'm gonna know whatever amount of money they give me right away, I have to pay that back. And then there's going to be interest on top of that. Like they're assigning people to like 5 and 6 albums, and you have to be able to one, read. Reading is fundamental. Read. Never just sign a piece of paper. Never. I don't care if it's your friend, your guy, your girl, your boo, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your mama's auntie, uncle, cousin. I don't care who it is. Always read a piece of paper. Read. That's number one. Number two, negotiate. Know your worth and negotiate. Don't just accept the first thing that somebody give you. I know you like, man, that could change my whole family life, and man, I could do better, and man, I could. You have to think beyond that. Think beyond that. I try to encourage artists to say, listen, one song can bring you 10 streams of income. One. One song. If you have it set up properly, if you have it done right, one song can get, and most, if we all know music artists, they got catalogs, they got songs on top of songs, they got all of these things, but it's not set up properly. And then these different they going to Atlanta, they going to New York, they going to California, they going to all these Texas, they going to all these different places to meet with these big name people. And I'm doing this because we all know celebrity meet with these big name people, shell out all this money, and then they don't get anything. Stop the continued cycles. If you are a music artist, take a moment to step back and say, listen, 2022, I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to be intentional with the things that I do. I'm going to figure out who my target audience is. Who are you? Who are they? Where are they? If I'm a music artist and I got a lot of people listening to me in Chicago, New York, and Houston, where do you think I should be targeting my Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube? Where do you think I should be targeting it? Right? Chicago, New York, and Houston. A lot of times people like focus on their main area. I'm not telling you not to focus on your main area, but we all know people don't be supporting us in our area. We don't. People ain't gonna support you in your area. We want them to. We do. We do want them to. However, what I've come to realize is this. You could be busting your ass doing whatever you're doing. You could be the hottest makeup artist in your town. You could be the hottest movie producer, YouTube film video maker. You could be whatever it is in your town, right? And they won't give you any kind of recognition. But the moment somebody outside, like say you go to New York or say you go to South by Southwest in March, and people be like, "Oh yeah, this person is the greatest. They footage is cold and all of this," and then what's your town gonna do? Y'all know I'm not. Y'all know I'm not kidding y'all. Y'all town gonna be like, "Oh yeah, they from us. They represent us, and let's have them on the radio and all of this stuff." You already know that. So if you pay attention and you already know that, use that to your advantage. No continued cycles. If you have released music in the last 2 years, and you haven't figured out who your target audience is, not even if you have released music, if you are uploading videos on YouTube every day, right? If you haven't figured out like the good times in which people watch your videos, if you haven't figured out the good times to upload your videos, if you haven't figured out the content that people watch the most, that's why YouTube Studios has they have analytics. I don't know if you ever take the time to look at them, but you probably should. So that 16 days into 2022, you're able to see which content, you're able to see what times, you're able to see which styles, like your thumbnails, high poetic. You're able to see all of that. You're able to use that so you're not in the cycle of let me hop on this trend or let me hop on that. You're able to give who you are. I'm not saying don't hop on, don't do challenges, because I'm saying I'm doing challenges. I'm just going to do the healthy alternative to those challenges. But what I am saying is like don't continuously do the same thing. Switch it up. If you've been if in your personal life, right? If you've been wearing black hair all of your life, I'm just saying hair because you could switch that easily. But if you've been doing the same thing and you get the same shitty result, do something different. I was telling music artists, I said, oh, you should get on TikTok because TikTok is really breaking new artists. They're breaking independent artists, people. The last couple of years, the music that everyone is hearing, it comes from TikTok. A person to upload a sound on a song on TikTok, and then somebody do a little dance or have a little, make a little something with it, and what happens? Viral. Right now, the most viral track right now is Hours and Hours. You want to get views? You watching right now? You want to get views on your TikTok? Guess what? Go and put. You could be stirring your coffee. You could be stirring your juice like this and put hours and hours. You see what I'm doing? You stirring for hours and hours. You put hours and hours in there. Change the way you operate. Change it in your family life. If you know that you and your brother or you and your sister don't get along too well and something happened 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 minutes ago, something could have happened. Don't let it grow and fester. Talk about that, like right then and there. Talk about it. Even if sometimes the other person don't want to talk about it, what I'm going to encourage you to do is get it off of you. Because if you don't, you'll be carrying it around. And then one day they'll do something or say something or just, hi, Michelle, I'm sorry I didn't see that. They'll do something or say something and then it just explode. And you can't take that back. If you ever had a moment where you were angry at somebody and you ever thought about the things that you said, you can't take it back. That's what I learned on this journey of healing self-discovery, especially last year. It's like breathe. Before you say anything, if you're angry, you're irritated, you're upset, or anything, just breathe. I promise you it will change the course of the things that you were going to say. You just go. And it's like your mind resets or it adjusts so that you're not saying, because what I realize, I realize, right? Whether people say it or not, people harbor shit. They harbor a lot of shit. And we harbor the time the person that we are holding shit against don't even know. They don't even know. Sometimes they do know. Well, let's say sometimes they do know, but a lot of times they don't even know. They don't even know that they wronged you. They don't know that they hurt you. And we just be thinking like they know what the fuck they did, when in reality they really don't know. And if they do know, you should still tell them anyways. Get it off of you. You survived a fucking pandemic for 2 years and 16 days. Let all of that shit go. Let it go. I know, oh, it's easier said than done, but the reality of it is right. I'm gonna go back to my meditation that I released earlier. When you are tired, you will stop. When you are tired, you will stop. When you are tired of going or planning about going to this dead end fucking job that you really don't like, but you know you want to be over here writing books, you will stop going to that job just for that me. You like it. It's cool. But you don't like the way your manager talks to you. You don't like the way your coworkers be gossiping. You don't like none of that. You don't like the environment. The environment doesn't, the energy in the environment isn't for you. I would like to encourage you 16 days into 2022, find that thing that you love and do that every day. I get it. I know we got to pay bills. I know we got to do all that. But what I'm saying to you, there is so much money out here in the world right now. You can literally do what you want to do. If you put your mind and you put your heart to it, you can literally wake up. If you want to start a trucking business, YouTube and Google, luckily they're like owned, but those are the greatest things that you could do. You could do research on YouTube. I'm sure you could type in how to start a trucking business and like 50 million thousand will come up and say, this is what I did starting a trucking business. This is what I didn't do when I started a trucking business. This is how I wish I would have started. You could find all of that. Whatever you want to learn, definitely YouTube, definitely Google. And if not, hi, my name is Chelle. I'm willing to help you research or look up or find whatever it is that you're trying to find. Again, I'm here for light, love, and positivity. The world outside of me, I'm not saying you, but the world outside is what it is. You are already know you post you cute or whatever you feeling cute thinking you looking cute, post it on social media and somebody gonna say it's too tight, it's ugly, the color don't match. It's we all know how the world outside of us is. So I want to be just a glimmer of light, a glimmer of hope for you. I want you to feel comfortable when you come over to Chelle's Closet. Feel comfortable to talk about continued cycles. Like what are some of the continued cycles you are experiencing right now? I realized, let me tell y'all, I'm talking to y'all about my parents and how I felt about them as I was growing up. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with both of my parents, my father, who is no longer here, but my mother also. And as I was talking to my little brother yesterday. And I realized, like, I tell everybody I have a conversation with, I would tell them at the end of the conversation that I love them. And it dawned on me, it was like, wait a minute, I don't think I've ever told my mother that I love her at the end of the conversation. But I changed that, not just recently, but I was telling my brother, like, this is the revelation I had a year ago. And I was like, I realized that I never did that. And I don't even know why I never did it. But then I started doing it and it was just like I felt complete. I felt, hmm, hmm. I just felt whole. Like I felt like my life had come full circle. Like when you let shit go. I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all there was gonna be tears. I told y'all at the beginning it was gonna be tears. When you let shit go, you have to let it go. And sometimes it's not. I'm gonna say this: like forgiveness needs to happen. And a lot of times people talk about forgiveness, oh, you can them because they treat you like shit. I'm at you, this is who you need to forgive. Yourself. When you forgive yourself, it's freeing. It's so freeing when you forgive yourself. Like I know a lot of shit that happened in my life, like God already knew what was gonna happen when it was gonna happen. I was the only one that didn't know. So I had to just figure the shit out by myself. And I did what I thought was best for me. A lot of shit, looking back at it, it was not the best decision, but at that time, it was the best for me. But being able to speak with my parents and understand that they are human beings also, and that they didn't have the proper tools. There was no manual. Let me say this right. Parents always be like, there was no when I had you, there was no book that say this is how you raise a child. And then I start thinking like people that have more than one child, like your first child, you probably should have been taking notes or, figuring it out. Like, let me say, I don't have kids, but I'm just saying you should probably be taking notes in case you have another child. So you'll know like maybe cloth diapers wasn't the way to go. Maybe you just go and get some huggies or some papers. It's things like that. Like maybe your first child, you could just tell them to go sit down or sit in the corner and they will listen. And your second child is like, no, you gotta, just say, hey, put a little bass or, get a little high with your voice. Is it's those things. So when I decided to come back to YouTube, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to be that person that I wish that I had. I wish somebody would have said, you know what? Drinking and driving is not cool. I wish I would have had somebody say that. You probably be like, yeah, people be saying it all the time. No, no, no. A lot of people I know was like, I had two drinks, or hey, I only had, and you not thinking about it because you don't want to be the one that's like, hey, I can't get in the car with you because you was drinking. So you like, okay, you get in the car, and the whole time they driving, you praying that they don't get into an accident. You praying that you make it home. Continue cycles. Let's not do that in 2022. If that person is drinking, you've been drinking, we all been drinking, call a Uber, a Lyft, your best friend, your mama, your daddy, call some. If you haven't figured out, the last 2 years was the two scare. I done been a lot of shit in 41 years, but like the last 2 years, I've lost people I've never even. We all know. We all know one day we're gonna go out. We all know that. But some people you just look at and just be like, you're never gonna go anywhere. When I looked at people that I thought was never gonna go anywhere and has left this earth, oh, it was a wake up call for me. Oh, a wake up call. I didn't want to continue the cycle of knowing that I am better, knowing that I deserve better, and still accepting bare minimum. Mm-mm, not anymore. I changed that cycle. I changed that cycle by healing from the things of my past and forgiving myself. A lot of times we shit happen to us and we take on the other person's blame. Like we take on not saying, oh, it was their fault, but if you were molested when you were little, I mean, hey, that's not your fault. But we take on that guilt. We take on that guilt, and then people, um I'm sorry, y'all, I done drunk this juice and it seems to be coming back up. Mm. You don't have to carry around that. Um, in families, three things I'm gonna talk about a lot: families, forgiveness, and silence is not a fucking option. And I say that because maybe you don't know this, but families are the first place where we learn everything there is to know about life. And people probably like, you probably sitting there right now like, nah, I don't think that's true. Yes, it's true. You ever hear them say that mothers love their sons more than they love their daughters, or fathers love their daughters more than they love their sons, or all of those little analogies and shits that people be making up. It's like you learn how to be a good friend from having your brothers or sisters, or you learn how to share from sharing with other people. That's why most people send their kids to daycare, because they want to interact with other kids. Of course, because they need to go to work, but they want them to interact with other kids. In our household, if your parents are saying mean and vindictive and just rude and shitty to you, when you go outside, you tend to take that out on other people. That's a continued cycle. And then, you if you're the oldest, you happens and it turn around and you indirectly doing it to your younger siblings. Now your younger siblings are doing siblings. It's just like a continued cycle of hurt, of, of abuse, of trauma. A lot of times we don't talk about the trauma that we experience in our family. Why? Because protect family members. Like I get it. I get it. I get the overarching thing. I get it. But in reality, when you boil it down to the most simplest part, you have to think about it. Like shit that happens, like if you have a child, if you child, teenager, adult, if you as an adult, I'm 41 years old, and I looked back in my life and I was just like, I literally could see how shit affected me. To this day, to this very day, I do not like the smell of Nautica or Aspen or Hugo Boss or Jordan, any one of those colognes, and I literally get sick to my stomach. Literally. To this very day. Some things will never go away. You just have to figure out how to live with them. Not in the like, oh, this is going to, but just live with them. I don't go to the Macy's or Boston store. I don't go in there. It's like, let me go smell this cologne and see if it's no. I just know that I just can't. There is trauma tied to that. And while the trauma is being resolved, like I don't have that tenseness. I don't have all of the things that I once had with it. I just know that those smells is a no for me. I just know that. It's like I know I'm not going to get in the car and drive. I don't care if I had a sip of drink, a sip of alcohol, a cup of alcohol, a bottle of alcohol, any alcohol. If I smoke weed, I don't smoke weed, but if I smoked weed, I'm not going to get behind the wheel of a car because I know that anything, a blink of the eye, your life could fucking change. And not even just your life, the people around you life. Like this is what I want you to think about, right? The decisions that you make don't only affect you, especially if you are a parent. Your decisions don't only affect you, they affect you and everyone around you. Don't believe me? When COVID hit, right? They're like, hey, wear your mask and all of those things. And at first, they wasn't really talking about kids, and they was talking about the elderly people, and they were just saying, oh, give that all of these things, right? And then it was like, hey, if you're gonna go to your grandma's house, if you're gonna go home, if you're gonna do this, make sure you sanitize, make sure you take your clothes off at the bottom of the stairs or at the front door, disinfect yourself, change your clothes. That was all of these different things, right? And so as 2020 went and 2021 came, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, people were so excited about getting outside that they didn't even care anything because they just wanted to be outside. We just wanted to be outside and go bowling and skating and clubbing and doing all of that, right? And I started to think like, man, we just might like I like to read and do research, and I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm just saying like I like to read and research. And they kept comparing it to the Spanish flu of 1910, 11, whatever it was. And I started to look back at that one, and it was just like, okay, there was like four different waves of it. Four waves. If you haven't taken the time to go look at the Spanish flu, you should definitely go look at it because you might see some similarities between all of this. But what I'm saying is, in my mind, like I had it, right? I don't get it again. I don't want to be like, oh, I had it 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to say I had all of those. One time was more than enough for me. I need an extra one. I don't need to touch the a mockery. I don't need to touch any one of the other ones. So I protect myself. I wear my mask, I wear gloves, I have hand sanitizer, I do all of that. And I think about the little kids. I think about people that's going to school. I think about elderly. I think about everybody. Like it's like I'm not eager to be outside. I get it. I get it. Mike Tyson, on his hot box when he was talking to Boosie, he said, some people don't like to be alone. And Boosie was like, "What? Why you say that, Mikey?" He's like, "Because when they're alone, that means that they have to deal with the shit that's in their head." Or actually, that's not what he said. He said they have to deal with the demons that are within them, and that made so much sense for me. It made so much sense because I realized that as long as I was busy, I didn't have to deal with shit from my childhood. I didn't have to deal with shit that I should have dealt with a long time ago. I didn't have to deal with it because I was busy. I'll get around to it one day. I'll deal with it when I can. Right now, I'm too busy to deal with it. And then it was like, you know what? It's a no. I'm not gonna keep putting shit off into the next year. I'm not gonna keep saying I'm gonna do something and don't do it. No, I'm gonna do it right now. And that's why I said at the beginning of this, last year was one of the fucking hardest years of my life. Like hard, tough. Like I really wanted to just be like, fuck this, fuck everything, just fuck everything. I really wanted to. But the thing on the inside of me was like, you can't let this go. You are like right there. And in my mind, I said, I always knew. I knew when I was 14. When I was 14, the crazy thing, I couldn't see my life past 14, but I knew when I was 14, I said, one day, one day when I'm tired, I will stop. I didn't say that, but I was like, one day I'm gonna change all of this. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but one day I'm gonna change all of this. And it happened when I turned 40. I was like, fuck that. I'm not carrying around guilt, hurt, pain, anger. I'm not carrying none of that around. When shit happened, I'm gonna do it right when it happened. No continue life. None. I was gonna say let's say positive, but I don't even I just want change. The only way that you can get change is if you initiate it. You want to start a YouTube and you watch YouTubers every day. You spend hours upon hours watching YouTube, commenting on YouTubers. And you're like, yep, one day I'm gonna start a YouTuber. Let me say this right. You probably got a nice phone. You probably got everything ring like you probably got every fucking you need to start your YouTube channel. And you are the only reason why you ain't starting it. You probably sitting there like, man, I don't got lights like Chelle. I don't got styrofoam. I don't got a mic like Chelle. You don't have to have none of that shit. You could just have this right here. You got a phone. I'm team Apple all day. But if you got a Android, you could take that fucking Android and make YouTube videos. I don't really have to say. I don't really know what to talk about. When you wake up every morning, what is the first thing that's on your mind? If it's getting money, if it's calling your family to tell them that you love them, to make sure that they're okay. And I wow, since I'm right there. Um, a couple of days ago, I want to say last week, I had a person was on my mind. It was on my heart, and I was just like, I really need to talk to this person. I really want to talk to them. I hope that they're okay. I hope that they find a way to call. I didn't have a number for them, so I couldn't reach out to them, or else I would have, reached out to them. But I was like, oh, please let them call me. Like, let them call me, let them DM me, let them something, let them reach out to me. And then actually in a meeting. I was in a meeting, and my phone rung, and I'm like, not familiar. Y'all know when you get numbers on that you don't know. And I looked down at my phone, and I was like, "Ah, one moment, please." And then I picked up the person that I wanted to call me. Oh, oh, my heart leaped. When I tell you my heart is leaping right now, just like, oh, I am so grateful that you called me. You were really on my heart. I didn't have a number. And then we were just talking and just talking and understanding where they were and how things are going for them. And for me, it's like once you get into my space, my heart and my mind, you just there. I don't care how much I try to kick you out. I don't care how much I just be like, fuck you, fuck them, fuck everything that go with you. Some part of me, I don't know why, but some part of me still has it wants to know that you're okay. It wants to know like, okay, I can see you, I can hear you, you're good. Not that you may not be good, but it's like for me, it's comforting to know that. And so when I hung up the phone, I was just like, thank you, whoever made that happen. Thank you. But I just more better. I got more better. I got gooder. I don't even know how to say that, but when a person, I got better. I got it. I got better at listening. I got better at listening and not just listening to what other people are saying or not just listen to anything else. I got better to listen. I'm gonna tell you one of the really things I got good at listening to my body says that we are tired. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna come. I'm gonna go lay down. If we're hungry, I'm gonna feed myself. You listen to yourself. Hey AK, when you listen to yourself and you know, hey, I don't really. That's not how I get down. So when you know how you operate, when things aren't, the energy is off, you remove yourself from that situation. No continued cycles. Don't just be there, just be like, it's my family. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from family too. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. If 16 days into 2022 you haven't made the decision to choose you, to choose peace, to choose happiness, to choose healing, to choose anything that changes your life, I want to encourage you to do that. Think about you. Think about what keeps you up at night. What is that thing that's keeping you up at night? Maybe you sleep good at night. What helps you sleep good at night? Stay focused on that. But if you up at night in the wee hours of the night and something is on your heart and your mind, you have to let it go. Write it out, talk it out, scream it out, whatever you need to do, let it go. Don't carry that stuff any further into 2022. If it didn't bring you happiness, love, joy, peace, hope, all of those things, if it didn't make your change your life for the better, let it go. Leave it alone. He, she, her, them, they. If they didn't make your life better, if that job isn't not being more beneficial, you're not saving more money, you're not able to do, find a better job. I'm not even going to encourage you to find a better job. I'm going to say do the thing that you love to do. If you want to write poetry books, there's tons of YouTube videos on how to upload your own poetry book. Coloring books, there's tons of YouTube videos. There's so many different things. Like, you don't have to take the traditional way. Ha, ha, ha. You don't have to go the traditional route to get to the place you want to be. If you're a makeup artist, you don't have to look to strive to be a celebrity makeup artist. You can do makeup for people that has cancer. You could do makeup for victims of domestic violence. You could just do makeup for people that just don't feel like, pay it forward and say, hey, you know what? Valentine's Day is coming up. Or just because I woke up and I want a beautiful day. Like, pay it forward. And you'll probably get to your destination faster than if you're like, hey, I'm gonna be a celebrity MUA, and then you doing makeup and you trying to get these celebrities to look, but people like what they like. So if they like a celebrity, if they like a MUA, they're gonna stick with that person. Just like you like what you like. But listen, I'm telling you, Susan G. Komen Foundation. If you do makeup, I'm giving you a little tidbit. I'm giving you a little tidbit. The Susan G. Komen Foundation. They have women that has cancer, or even guys. If you cut hair or whatever, like the kids that's going back to schools, like there's other alternatives. Like we all be thinking, like I be saying this to artists. I was like, hey, if there are 9 people in front of you, you are number 10. If there's 9 people in front of you that look like you, sound like you, spit in the same game like you, what's gonna make me sit through 9 people to get to you? Number 10. Y'all ever watch American Idol sometimes when they be having people sing the same song? Like, after the third or fourth time I hear the same song, they kind of like over it. So I encourage artists, like, go somewhere else. So you see, if everybody on YouTube is doing makeup to be a celebrity makeup artist, go over there. And then the fame and the fortune and everything that you seek will be over there. And guess what? Guess what will happen? You will have more. It will be more for you. It will be more. You will find your thing. It will be more. I'm looking for a word. It will be more, insert word here for you. When you see the look on the people's faces where they feel ugly or they don't feel beautiful, and you can just make them feel beautiful, do that. If you cut hair and you're like, I want to be a barber, it's like opening your vision. You don't have to just be a celebrity barber. Like, you could be a YouTube barber. You can go to the high school. Like, there's this young man. I watched him. I found him. This is what I'm saying. There's a young man who will take his clippers to school. I think he's like 16 or 17. He will take his clippers to school and cut up his friends or cut up the people in their hair in the bathroom, right? And what happened was he had got suspended, or I don't know if he got suspended or expelled or something, because he was cutting people hair in a bathroom. And the news picked up the story. He actually has a YouTube channel now. He actually goes to school and have the people videotape him and cut. Y'all know, parents, sometimes you don't got the wait. Let's say this right. I remember haircuts used to be like $10, $15. I remember that. I cut my own hair, but I remember that, right? I took somebody to the barbershop and a haircut was like upwards of that. And I said, wait a minute. You paid that to do what? Just to put and then they cut their hair, and then they push their lining all the way back here, and then they put that black stuff and put it up here. And I was like, and you pay how much for that? So parents, like you don't have the money to get them a haircut every 2 weeks or however it goes. I just cut my hair whenever I feel like it. But young man took it upon himself to say, listen, I'm gonna cut y'all up. I don't even know who showed him how to cut clippers, but he used the clippers, but he cold. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't even know his name. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna put it in the community tab. He go to school and he cut the people hair. And those kids, like once you see the smile on those kids' faces, and he just like, he paying it forward. Like maybe you have a story. This is I say this a lot, and I be telling everybody around me like you should start a YouTube because everybody has a story. You might not make it to Oprah. You might not make it to Steve Harvey, or might not make it to one of these big shows, but you can come here and tell YouTube your story, and somebody will click with you. Somebody will click with you. Somebody be like, damn, I was just struggling with that, or I'm currently struggling with that. And you know what? I like being here because you give me the opportunity to know that I can make it out. Real life, when I said I was coming back to YouTube, that's what I said I wanted to do. I want people to know that they can come here. You can come here and talk about whatever the fuck you want to come here and talk about. I'm down to talk about anything, any and everything. Why? Because I personally feel like people don't talk. It's just so much shit go unsaid. And then we feel like people should know, or we feel like they know, or we feel like you should know how I feel, but I've never said what I feel. That's why silence is not an option, and stop it with the continued cycles. If you keep going by your mother's house just because she's your mother, stop going over there. If every time you leave there your energy is low, you feel worse than you did before you walk over there, don't go over there. Listen to yourself. Listen. If you know everybody's like, hey, come on, let's go to this party, and something on the inside of you is telling you not to go to that party, you ever had one of these moments? I really don't feel like going. And then you go, and then it'd be like, I should have listened to my first mind. If you ever had a listen to my first mind moment, start listening. Start paying more attention to yourself. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: your body that got is got this innate thing called flight or fight. It's already in you, and then it's not a program. It's just like whoever was creating it was like, I'm gonna give you strength. I'm gonna give you courage. I'm gonna give you wisdom. I'm gonna flight, fight. I'm gonna give you all of these different things. That's why I say everything you need to be successful is already in you. You just gotta activate it. You ever, you ever, you're a writer, right? And you watch like, oh, how to get away with murder. Oh, that was my favorite show. Or you watch Grey's Anatomy, or you watch SVU. If you watch SVU, you watch any of those things, right? And you like, oh, I can write good stories like this. Do you know somebody named Issa Rae? I know Issa Rae, like she's a big person, but guess where she started? Anybody know? YouTube. A lot of these celebrity people started somewhere. So if you start here, like you probably like, oh, I want to get on Netflix, or I want to get on Hulu, or I want to do these. I got this idea of a series. Start it here, right here. You have all the time. When I came back to YouTube, I literally said, I want to get more comfortable with my voice. I want to get comfortable being on the camera because of the things that I want to do in life. I'm going to need to have comfort in all of these. I'm going to need to be okay. Excuse me. I'm going to need to be okay with hearing my voice, hearing it back. I'm going to need to be okay with watching myself on the camera. I need to be okay with that. And from that, I started singing on camera. I started making music on camera. I started a podcast. I have another podcast. I'm gonna share that with y'all later in the thing. But I started taking speaking engagements. All of these different things came from like, okay, I'm not gonna keep the cycle up. It's like I know that I can do this, and I'm not gonna keep watching people. Like I know, listen, you probably sitting at home watching somebody like, oh, I can make them fucking buffalo chicken egg rolls. I can make them, I'm gonna make them into raviolis. You ever be watching the TikToks, or you ever be watching YouTube and you seeing people do their little mukbangs and cooking, and you just be like, man, I could do that. But I would have did it like this. That's your perfect opportunity to make that video because somebody else is probably at home thinking the same thing. Or you ever have an idea? I had an idea. I had an idea of doing a live concert series where there was a live band behind music artists. And so 2019, that's what I did. I brought it from a vision to reality because I was like I was hearing in my town everybody was like, oh man, I want to get on the major festivals. I want to get these shows or whatever. And I started paying attention to those shows and I was like, okay, what's the things that the shows are, the people that they select, what do they have experience performing with a live band? So what did I do? I rounded up my friends like, hey, y'all gonna be my house band, and I found a venue and I got all the artists. It's like, hey, then you could use this footage. Let me tell you how you could use the footage from this time to submit for whatever festival you want to do. And not only that, get to know the people in the band because now you have a band. If you need to, you get selected for Summerfest or State Fair or whatever one of the other fairs that's here. You can call a band and be like, hey, y'all, I got a gig. Let's work out the specifics, whatever the word is, and we going. You can't say, and right, you can't say, no one has ever told me that they love me because if you watch my videos, I say I love you every video. I literally do. I say I love you. I believe in you. Every video. And that's because it's like, you know what? Sometimes we don't. Like check this out, right? When was the last time somebody said I love you? Real life. Like think about it. Like right now, when was the last time you say I love you? Or you heard somebody say good job, or I believe in you, or that was a good idea? Or when was the last time somebody gave you a positive word of encouragement? But I'm sure somebody called you a bitch. I'm sure somebody didn't approve of something that you did. I'm sure you had those moments this week or the weekend. But when was the last time somebody actually said, I love you? Or thank you, mom, for the sandwich? Or thank you, dad, for buying me? Or thank you, dad, for being here? Or thank you, dad or mom, for showing up? Like, when was the last time you heard that? And that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to be light, love, and positivity. You need to hear somebody say, I love you. I love you. And I don't just love you because you're watching me on YouTube. No, I real life fucking love you because you are a fucking human being that deserves love. You are a fucking human being that deserves to be understood. You deserve to be listened to. You deserve that. Not just because I say you deserve it, but that's part of, being a human. We don't want to be alone because we want somebody to be there and hug up against. It's cuffing season. I ain't cuffing nobody, but it's cuffing season. We want somebody to be like, if you're in Wisconsin, it's fucking cold outside. You want somebody to be warm with you in the bed, watching movies, Netflix. Y'all know Netflix is going up again. It's a no for me. It's a no Netflix. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Hulu. It's a no. But you want somebody you can bounce your ideas off of. You want somebody to do that. I be telling y'all, hey, listen, anybody that reached out to me in last year and I said I was paying it forward, you can ask any one of them. I paid it forward. I'm paying it forward. I'm trying to think. I want to do something for February because it's love month. So I want to do something, but I'll share that with y'all. When I get a little closer, I'm gonna share it with y'all. But I'm here to help. I'm here to help in whatever way I can. If I could help you build your YouTube up, I'm actually gonna start offering Twitch and YouTube um how to live stream, how to put the little y'all see all the stuff on my screen. I'm share with you how to do all of that. Because if we gonna do it, you gonna do it to the best of your abilities. It's 2022. Half fasting is a no. I said that out loud because I had to say it to myself because I half asked last year. I did. I was still successful. This year, it's no, it's a no. Fasting is I'm all or nothing. I'm all or nothing. And when I said I was gonna be all, the universe heard me. And I've definitely been given all, and I'm super excited about all the things that has been happening. And yeah, no more cycles. No more continued cycles. If you grew up in a family and shit happened in your family and everybody was like, oh, be quiet, don't say it, don't speak about it. And now you're an adult and you are suffering the repercussions from being quiet, not saying anything, doing about it. And then a person has went on to do something to someone else. It is time. Silence is no longer an option. Silence is no longer an option. If you see you are an older person and you see somebody that's younger than you struggling in the area, even if they're not in the area that you struggled in, but you don't have that you want to reach out to them and connect with them, and you got the I don't know how they gonna receive it. Fuck that. Reach out to them. Reach out to them. What they gonna tell you? No. Fuck you. How many times have you heard fuck you in your life? I mean, it won't be as long as you're alive. You're gonna hear fuck you. You're gonna hear no. You'll hear yes. You might just even hear like, "Damn, thank you. I didn't even think about that, but thank you for looking out for me. Thank you for letting me know that." You would have thought back in the days when I used to be like, it takes a village to raise. I know a lot of shit happens, but some of those things is real life. Like some of those things is real life. Sometimes you don't feel comfortable going to your parents, so you will go and tell somebody, and then know that somebody gonna be on whoever ass. Yeah. Now, there's some people out here that be like, it's a no for me. I don't do that. I got you. I got you. We need to start like we need to go back to like actually caring about other people's feelings, especially like kids and teenagers. Actually caring because they are human beings also. I don't know why people don't think about that, but they are human beings. They do have feelings. I know you probably just say, "Oh, child, what you stressed about?" But listen, there's a lot of stress out here in this world. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of insecurities. There's a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And you should want to be a support system for whoever. Like if you got friends and oh, this is what I wanted to say too, right? Check on your strong friends. You have a friend and they never ask for anything. You can always go to them at any time. You can always count on them. Check on them because us strong people, yes, I'm definitely including myself in there because us people, we're not strong all the time. Sometimes we be wishing people would check up on us. I literally said this last year. Like I was like, I really had this. I call it a complex because it was a complex. I really had this thing. Was like, man, I was looking out for everybody else, and then when I got to the place where I was just like, I'm fucking tired, and nobody was calling, nobody was swinging by, nobody was. It was like that's because I made myself to be okay all the time. I never was like, oh, I'm hurting or oh, I'm this. So when I was just like, hey, listen, this is what it is. This is where I'm at. I can't do this by myself. I know I'm not going to make it through this without some help. My community stood up for me, supported me, kept me lifted up, made sure I was good, bought me Popeye. I had chocolate and banana pancakes. I haven't had them in a while. I should probably go get some. But the community, the people that I surround myself with, there's be saying you got to make sure the people you surround yourself with is solid. Like my real life people, the people I've been surrounded by, definitely been keeping me lifted. Hey, how you doing today? I know it's been a year, but how are you doing? And I'm just like, oh, I'm good. Give people the time to grieve. I didn't realize, when you hear grief, you think somebody's passing. No, you got to grieve that job. You got to grieve that relationship. You got to grieve your past. There's so many different things you got to grieve. Like this is where therapy comes into play. And I will always talk about therapy anytime that I'm on a mic or anytime I'm talking to anybody. Therapy it definitely helps. Again, I'm not a mental health professional, but I will say therapy definitely helps. It definitely helps. It definitely helped me. It's continually. Oh, oh, continue to help me. Ah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm really getting comfortable because usually when I would be stuttering or like have, I just be like, okay, now wrapping it up. No, now it's like I told y'all I got to speak at him. If you hear me stutter, if you hear me say the word more than one time, it's okay. It's not gonna stop me from making YouTube videos. It's not gonna stop me from talking on a mic or having a podcast. I told you I'm not perfect. Never will I strive to be. Never. I will always strive to be the best version of myself. Always. You know, they'd be like, practice make perfect, but then you practice and then you still mess up. So, yeah, I would rather be the best version of me because no one else can be me. It's just me. I'm gonna circle that around. Continued cycles. Continue cycles of telling yourself that you're not good enough. No one will ever love you. Stop the cycle. You deserve to be loved. Start thinking like that. Like I just was like, if you just shift the way I shifted the way I looked at things. I deserve to be loved. The other day I said it was self-discipline. I realized that was what I was lacking was self-discipline. The universe, God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you was believing, but I was believing in the universe was trying to teach me to be self-disciplined. You don't have to go buy. You don't have to go buy them new shoes. You don't have to buy them Timberlands because you've been wanting them for 3 years. You don't have to buy that. You know you wanted to do this. Look at how much that costs. And I looked at how much that costs. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get them Timberlands though. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get some black Timberlands. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some. But that's a continued cycle. It's like, oh, whenever I wanted something, I was just like, I would either ask or it was always made available to me. So what I got to be disciplined for? Make it make sense. And the universe did. It makes so much sense to me now. Oh, I need to be disciplined. I literally told someone, I was like, you know what? Back in the days, I was doing music and a lot of people around me was getting signed to like MCA and it was BMG, like they was getting signed to people, and I was sitting at home crying like how I'm singing background, how I'm singing with them, and they go get signed, and I'm just sitting over here and not doing nothing. You know, I had one of those moments, and then the reality of it the other day when I crossed over to 2022, I was like, "Ooh, I would have been poor. Oh, I would have been poor. Oh, because that people pleaser. Somebody would have hit me with the story like, "Hey, I can't pay my rent money and my light bill due," and I would have been like, "Okay, gotta pay me back because I got a whole bunch of it in the bank." Now, no, it's a no for me. I'm pray that God bless you with whatever. It's a no for me. I'm not one of those people. That's why I'm still working on it. That's why I told you I'm not perfect. I'm still working on it because I say no and I'm really standing on it. I'm be trying to stand strong, a little stronger than I was when I started in 21. I'm a lot stronger, but when I first started, I was kind of shaky there. So I'm gonna tell you this: it's if you decide to go on a journey of healing and self discovery, I'm going to tell you some really important things. Number one, always be honest with yourself. You should be honest with everybody, but the most important person you should be honest with is you. Be honest, accept it as it come, accept it for if your younger self say you didn't protect us, if your younger self say you never listened to us and when they're trying to tell you not to go places but you trying to go so you could be with the it crowd, accept it for what it is. Tell yourself the truth and accept it, and look at your life. Look at it. You know, everybody's doing words. I got whiteboards, vision books, whatever you're doing, right? In order to get to where you want to go, you have to know where you've been and where you presently are. If in your past you didn't have self-worth, you didn't respect yourself enough, yourself right now presently, deal with that shit. If you are sitting right here right now under the sound of my voice, if life circling around shit to you, bringing it back to you, people say history repeat itself, and some people be like, "Oh, I knew you was gonna come back." Sometimes it's for us to let that shit go. Sometimes it do be for you to get back together. Maybe the love you have to separate, grow, get bigger, understand, and then it'll come back. But sometimes it's to let that go. It's the universe giving you a second chance to see, like, hey, you dodged a bullet. And now you like, okay, yeah, I dodged a bullet. Let me let that go. And then next thing you know, everybody got this Sierra prayer. Next thing you know, the person that you're supposed to be would have come, ta-da. And the crazy thing, if you ever looked for something and you be looking high and low, you flipping stuff over, you looking high and low, and you calm down, you're not looking for it anymore, and it be sitting right there in your face the entire time. You ever had one of those moments? Yep, that's what life is like. Life be trying to tell us, it be trying to teach us and show us and walk us through different things. And we too busy focused on the negative aspects, see the positive of it. We didn't see the I couldn't see in the beginning of last year. I couldn't see the positive of being divorced. Not the fact that I was just single again, but I couldn't see the positive in being divorced. And I started seeing the positive in it, and I started understanding what it was teaching me. And I started listening, and I started paying attention and taking notes, and was like, "Holy shit! This is the greatest thing that has happened to me." Greatest. It taught me a lesson I don't think I would have been paying attention to any other way. But I made up in my mind. I was done with the cycles. I'm done with the patterns. I'm done with all of that shit. I want new. When you want new, you don't be like, okay, let me pour out this wine and put the new wine in the. No, you want new. When you say, I want to get a new car, you don't go buy a new used car. Yeah, it's new in the title, but you're like, I want my own car. I want my own man. I want my own woman. I want my own child. You want your own. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting your own, but what I'm saying is you don't put new wine in the old bottle. I just wanted to say that analogy. You ever heard somebody say you don't put new? Mm-mm. I just wanted new. I wanted new. I wanted different, and I knew that the only way that I could get something new and something different is I had to do something different. I had to. And you know what was the first thing that was like, I'm gonna do this? I cut off all my hair. Something so you'd probably be like, that was so small. But listen, I had hair that was like right here, long, flat iron. I'm gonna up some of my pictures. It was flat, long, flowing, beautiful. And I was just like, I'm so sick of this shit. Cut it off. And I went down to a little fro. And then it was like, it's just hair. It's gonna grow back, and it grew back and longer. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then I buzzed it off and had a mohawk. That was something different for me, something I never did. Then I put color in it, something different for me. I always colored it black because I thought, I'll be looking fly with black hair. One time I did like a midnight blue, and it was black, and then when the light hit it, it got that little blue. And now I have locks. And the thing that it was teaching me, when I tell y'all, like, I'm learning from literally every fucking thing in my life. My hair, I'm learning from my hair. Like, I was so sad. Y'all probably saw me. I cut it. And I was gonna go get it retwisted, but I have three locks at the front of my hair. And I just got really emotional right now. I have three locks at the front of my hair that is holding on by threads, like real life threads. And for a split second, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was like, no, I've never given up on anything I've ever done in my life. I've never given up. And I was just like, it's only three dreads. So I called a loctician and I was like, hey, is it possible I can save this dread? And then she told me, what I should have did. She told me how to move forward. And I was just like, I knew it was a way. So y'all see my face. So I'm gonna go and get my hair done and all of those things. It's just like it's learning. It's learning. I'm learning like how hair grows. I'm learning why my scalp is dry. I'm learning. Before I just had I flat iron it, wrap it up, spray it with oil sheen, wrap it up, and boom, let it fall and do all that. I was real all into it, paying hundreds of dollars to go get my hair flat iron, permed, all of those things. And it was just like, it's just hair. And when I just realized that it was just hair, I had more time, energy, and every money to focus on other things. As I began to focus on things, I began to realize like I was so busy doing nothing. I say I was busy building my business. Now, don't get me wrong, I did build my businesses. My startup, I have another I did build those and I was on the ground getting it in. But I was so busy trying not to deal with the hurt and the anger and all of the shit from my past. And the more I was busy, the less time I had to think about it. Then the whole fucking world shut down and it was like, hi, we want to introduce you to yourself. And then I was just like, no, I'm not ready. And then 2021 came and I was like, fuck that, I'm ready. What I got to do? Where I got to go? Who I got to see? Greatest decision ever. Greatest decision ever. I've been to therapy a lot. A lot of therapies, art therapy, music therapy, physical therapy. I actually just took a music wellness course last year and it helped me understand. It unlocked some things in me. And then I started meditation. I have meditation tracks. And then I understood the connection. Like you have a song, you ever break up with somebody and you know you have a song that you go listen to. Every time you break up with somebody, you go to this song. Or if you're in love, you go and play the song of love. Or you feel like you need some support. Like anytime I had to pitch or perform or speak or anything, this is a song I played. Lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better not never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Opportunity knocks once in a lifetime. You better. If you don't know, that's Eminem. I play that every time before I get ready to go anywhere. I play that song and I have it's like it gives it's my theme song. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go out here. I'm gonna kill whatever. When I hear that, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna just deliver. I'm going to deliver, and it be working. And then I discovered I am light, I am light by NDRE, and that's my jam. Or whenever I get ready to make music, I play you are my sacred space. This right here is my sacred space. Like music, you ever wonder why you listen to a song and you like, oh, I really like this song. It's something about the energy, it's energies, it's vibrations, all of that. It's when I tell you I unlocked something, I unlocked it and I tapped into it and it's been blessing my soul ever since. It's been a great blessing for me. Letting shit go, ending cycles. I could be like, you know what my parents was, but I was like, no, let me talk to them. Because if you are thinking about, like, if you right now is like, man, I need to tell my mother, especially given that we are in a global fucking pandemic for 2 years and 16 days. If you haven't said what the fuck you need to say, now is the perfect time to do it. Continue cycles. You don't want to look at your child and be like, "Oh, you have to be the champion for the generational curse." No. You don't want to do that. You don't want your child to finish if you're a parent. Even if you're not a parent, even if you have younger people that looks up to you, that's around you, right? You're not in your mind like, yeah, you one day you gonna have to fight the generational curse. No, you like, no, I don't want you to have to go work at a job that you don't even like so that you could get some money. No, let me set you up on a credit card or let me do whatever I need to do so that when you get this age, I'm gonna show you how to properly do it. But when you get my age, you already got your successful business or you already got whatever you're doing. My parents didn't show me about credit. My parents didn't show me how to balance a checkbook, and now I'm gonna show that to my kids. Let's stop it with the continued cycles. My parents never came to none of my basketball games and look at me. Look how I turned out. No, go. Do you know how it would feel to see? I'm gonna tell y'all. When I was in before I graduated college, uh, I had to do a senior recital. And when I tell y'all, like I literally fight for every fucking thing everything in my life. And last year I was like, I'm not fighting for shit else. I'm not fighting. If it's gonna leave, if I'm not meant to have it, let it go. Do y'all know how much shit was gone? I'm just listen. But I had to do a senior recital. And I was the first African American to do a senior recital at the school in the 72-year. All right, I'm gonna say it right. I was the first African American in the 72-year history of the school to do a senior recital. So you already know I was fighting an uphill battle. I was like, hey, I think that y'all should let me do gospel music. And it was like nobody else has ever did any other style of music except for arias and blah blah blah. So I do. I'm one day I'm going to sing an aria with opera or orchestra. I'm gonna do it one day. So I was sing classical music, and I was like, no. In my heart, in my spirit, it was like, no. I really feel like y'all should let me do this. And you should let me do this. And then I put a whole presentation together. You should let me do this because the objective for me even studying in music at your school is so that I could be a better musician. The only way I could be a better musician is if blah, blah, blah. And so the first half of my senior recital was classical arias, German, French, Italian, Latin. And then the second part of my senior recital, I called my friends. I said, hey, I need y'all to come. I called my uncle. I called everybody that I knew. I was like, listen, they is gonna let me. They is. Yes, I said that. They is gonna let me do this. I need y'all to come through for me because I'm gonna be the first one to do it, and I'm gonna set the bar. I'm gonna set the bar so motherfucking high. Whoever come after me, you gonna have to do it. So I didn't know if people was gonna come. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just knew what I wanted to do. And so my brother, the one who was like, you gotta make your own music. My brother was like, I must support you because I know how much this means to me. And I put my little brother on the drums. I use everything that I had in me. I used it. I wrote the songs. I had it all planned out. And so I did the classical arias and I was watching the crowd and then like I went and changed. I had a whole ensemble. It was like blue, jean, and white. And I came back out and I saw my people, y'all. When I saw my people and I saw like other people, like it was people standing around, it was so crazy. I did not know, like, you have a dream, you have a vision. I'm talking to you right now. Put in the work for your dream or your vision. When I came out and I seen all those people there and I started singing the songs that I wrote, I was in classes writing those songs, in my music classes writing those songs. I was going through shit in my life writing those songs and I'm performing those and people are rocking with those songs and I'm just sitting here like, and right now I'm crying because it was like I fought fucking hard, tooth and nail. Like those people was not trying to let me do gospel. They was like, no, we don't even know. No, no. Gospel isn't real music. Like I fought hard. Funny thing is I fought hard for that. And I walked out and I had all of the support and the love, and then they brought me flowers, and then people were clapping and encores and all of that shit. And I was just like, it was moments like that for me on this journey of healing and self-discovery, being able to go back and see moments where I actually stood up for myself and I actually fought hard and I ended cycles. I ended the cycle. So people that came after me, if they was writing Latin music or rock music or whatever they was doing, it was like, okay, you can split it up. You could do classical and you could do whatever it is. Been setting standards, been changing shit. But then it was like I got trapped in myself. It was like, I don't feel like I deserve or I don't think. But last year, no more. No more circles, no more cycles. You probably can look at a situation in your life where you stood up for yourself and think about how powerful that felt. Think about how that just made you feel like, yeah, I'm going to do this. If you were an older sibling and you had to come to the rescue of your younger sibling and you know how that felt, like they looked at you and was like, you got my back. You know that, like, if you in a relationship and you can look at your other person, if some shit went down and you be like, you got my back. You go to your job and some a customer come in cussing you out and you don't beat their ass because sometimes, woo, customers. But and your employer came to you and was like, you did a good job handling that. Think about how you felt in that moment. Think about how it felt to hear somebody pay attention to something that you did. Is that no more continued cycles. If you have children, you definitely should end the cycles. Definitely. Definitely. If there was shit that's happening in your family, still happened in your family, shut that shit down immediately. Because whether you believe it or not, shit that happens in your childhood affects you in your adulthood, whether you believe it or not. I know you probably one of those people who's like, oh, I threw that in the back of my head, isn't it? I got shit happen to me, but look at me, I'm good. But if you actually take a look at your life and realize the shit that you've been in, you're not good. You should want to be good for your kids. You should want to be good to show your kids like they deserve better. Kids don't ask, we don't ask to be here. We don't be like, hey, we on the what is it called? Dang, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. My nieces and nephews watch it all. Boss baby. We not boss babies up in heaven like, hey, send us down there because we want to go. No. Adults or people make decisions to bring, bring a life into the world. People should be mature enough to make sure that they are loved and protected. Love and protection. Two things. If you are a parent, maybe you can't buy the latest Jordans, but if y'all ever paid I'm gonna say this because you see it. If you ever paid attention to kids, they don't care nothing about no Jordans. That's you want the kids to have them Jordans, so people be like, "Oh, he's so cute, she's so cute. They look cute. Them little kids." You take them to Walmart, and they see the little light up shoes. They face like that. That's the thing listen. It's listening attention. You see a little kids, they want the little light up shoes. You're like, no, you're gonna get these $70, $100. Y'all be really spending money on Jordans. No, get them the little light ups. They love light ups. You a parent, you ever bought your kids expensive gifts and then at Christmas time what they playing with the wrappers and the papers? And then 2 days later the toys is always this is cycles. Like these are things that is continuously. If you ever think about it, like you buying your little kids all these things. Yes, we want our kids to look nice. Oshkosh, Old Navy, all of those other Walmart, Target, all of these have really nice clothes. It's just we be wanting people to give us that validation. Like if you ever think about it, people will go spend $500 on some glasses just to see out of. I don't have any lenses in my glasses. I don't. If you didn't know, I don't have lenses in my glasses. I just liked these style of glasses, so I bought them, and I wear them with no lenses. I'm. If you look at my channel and be like, I don't like the way her hair looks. Okay, that's not gonna stop me from making videos. I don't like the way her voice sounds. It's not gonna stop me from making videos because I'm sure if you keep scrolling on YouTube, you'll find or Twitch, you'll find somebody whose voice you like and hair you like. That's your option as a human being. You can choose what you like and what you don't like. And sometimes we allow other people to take that choice away from us and tell us what we can like and what we can't like, who we can talk to, who we can't talk to, where we can go. Sometimes we have to stand up on our own 2 feet and be like, hey, on 2 feet and be like, hey, I need to start making decisions for myself, especially 2 years and 16 days into a global fucking pandemic. We don't know what's going to happen day 17. We don't know what's going to happen at all. We can hope to be alive. We can hope to have money. We can hope to have a job. We can hope to have a job. We could hope for anything. But what you should do is make sure that right now, today, if you go in your closet, not closet, but if you kitchen, make sure you have like non-perishable food items. I said this last year, but I'm gonna say it this year because if y'all looking at the government, y'all looking at what's going on. We don't know. They don't. We don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. So you gotta do what's best for you and your family. And I'm definitely gonna do what's best for me and my family. And I want to encourage you to do that. No more cycles. Silence is not an option. Last Sunday, I said silence is not an option, and I want you to know that I wasn't just speaking from the person who was experiencing abuse or experiencing anything. If you know that abuse is happening, silence is not an option. It's not an option. If you know that somebody in your family is experiencing abuse, silence is not an option. It's not cool. It's not the happening thing. Sometimes we all need help. We all do. You're probably watching this right now. I don't need no help. There's something you got. Something you got, something that you do, whether you do it in private or we all need love, support, sense. We all do. No person is an island. I used to act like I was an island, but I'm not. No person is an island. I couldn't have pulled off the senior recital without my people. I couldn't have put off the live band without my people. I can't pull this off without y'all. So I appreciate y'all. If nobody else on YouTube have told you, I appreciate you coming and supporting and staying and chatting and commenting and hearting and liking and sharing and following. I appreciate all of that because you don't have to do that. I don't want you to think that I'm entitled. I'm not. I truly appreciate it. I truly be anywhere else, but you right here rocking with me, and I appreciate that. Hi Tamika, hi Shanti. Hi Wit. Um, yeah, we got to stop the cycles. In 2021, 2021, everybody was like, "Oh, generational curses, curse generation," and I just was like, "Wait a minute." People only able to talk about generational curses because when it got to their generation, they didn't do shit about it. So now it's back. It's on the other generation. Like we hoping the generations that come after us will fight and stand up and be. And y'all ever heard these generation be like, "We are not our grandparents. We are not our parents." Ooh, I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't like a lot of the shit that the new age people do. I don't, but a lot of the shit, like standing up for themselves. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love it. I love standing up for themselves. I love it. The older generations, I don't know if y'all watch this. I don't know if y'all have a TikTok, but if you do, you should follow me right there on TikTok. Follow me on all of those things. I would greatly appreciate it. But on TikTok, they have this thing that says, what is one thing that you feel the older generation needs to know, or the black people, or whatever it is? And then those people be on there going ham, and I just be laughing. And some of them, I just be like, that's real serious. Some of them be real serious. We need to start talking about shit. Definitely. I know people be like, you talk about molestation a lot because we don't talk about molestation. We don't. We don't. And when we do, we try to over it real fast. Real fast. Did you just say no? No, girl, I don't want to talk about that. But we need to talk about it because if we start talking about it, then we'll start understanding a lot of the situations that we find ourselves in. This is a direct result. Again, I'm not a mental health professional or anything like that. I'm just one woman who experienced a lot of shit. It happens because of shit like that. We start losing trust in people because shit happened to us, and that starts the journey of us not trusting people. And then the people you're supposed to be able to tell, your grandma, mama, daddy, you can't trust them either. Going to school telling your teachers. Have y'all seen the last couple of? Can't trust the teachers either. You can't trust good pastors, preachers, teachers, mailmans, milkmans. And then the poor people are left to just Figure it out. Don't tell nobody. Don't repeat it. Don't say it again. And then they have to see them, especially if the shit happened in your family. You have to go to family reunions and they there on the barbecue grill. They making the drinks in the kitchen. We got to do better. Like, let's be the generation that's like, fuck this generational stuff. Uncle Pete, Aunt Sally, all of this shit that was happening, it ain't gonna happen no more. Fuck that. You got, hey, y'all can interview any one of my nieces and nephews, brothers, cousins, sisters, anybody that's in my, fuck that. It's no generational shit around here. Generational wealth, yes, we gonna pass that around. You want to start a business? I'm gonna show you how to start a business. My niece says she want to do a lip gloss. We gonna get you a lip gloss. Kira said she want to have a spa, and I was just thinking to myself like, you was only, how you gonna get a spa? And then I thought to myself like, oh no, she's gonna get a spa. She gonna get a spa. The little girl got lemonade in the stores. She probably had a little lemonade stand outside in the summertime, was selling her little lemonade, making her own little drink. Now she got a whole lemonade in Target. She in Target, y'all. I went to Target. I was about to get a Just Water because I be supporting black owned brands. Black owned brands. Be clear. Alkaline water. I went to college. The same college that I was telling y'all about in my look. I went to college with this young man. He has a whole alkaline water company. And water, y'all. Water. I just be the stuff that I be buying is just like somebody actually sat down and made this. Real life. Like I have smudge sticks. Well, this is like the part I have left. And then I went to the place where I buy my smudge sticks from and they have a smudging mist. I don't know if y'all can see that. They have a smudging mist. So I don't have to burn the smudge. I could just spray now. People, we are so brilliant. We have wonderful, beautiful minds. And sometimes we forget that because no one fosters in us that we have wonderful minds and we become autopilot. We be on autopilot. We get out of one relationship, we go into the next relationship. We leave one job, go to another job. We wreck one car, we go get another car. We lose money, we go lose it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's like, no, we 16 days into, if every year you create a vision board and you don't complete shit off your vision boards, switch it this year. Don't make a vision board, make a vision book, or just make a photo and put it on your phone. Make it your lock screen on your phone. Maybe that'll help you like take the steps towards doing it. Cause I know a lot of people be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Like you probably watching, like, yeah, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start a Twitch channel. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You got all the stuff. And you keep saying, and every night you be late at night, you be like, I should do a video just to test it. Even if you just do a hi, welcome to whatever your name of your channel is. Thank y'all. I'm gonna do mukbangs, I'm gonna do pranks, I'm gonna do challenges. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all in the next video. You already got your first video out the way. And guess what happens next time you set your phone up? It's gonna be It's gonna get easier. Then you gotta learn editing and all that stuff. But hey, YouTube, YouTube it. And if you have let me tell you, if you have people in the younger generations that's like 20s, 18s, if you have teens around in your house, let them edit it. Those are the best editors. If y'all been watching on TikTok, they be editing all kinds of the dances, all kinds of stuff. I'm just thinking about doing TikTok. Let me tell hours. When you drink a juice, you're gonna have to stir for hours and hours. Well, think about something you have to do for hours, sound behind it, and or look, I'm giving y'all some things to do. Or in the morning, if you wake up and you got you one of these, a Palo Santo, you light it and you can find the meditation track that I created. It's out there. It's out there. And put a meditation track behind you and meditate. I'm telling you, it's so many different ways to be better, to build yourself. If you see the latest challenge, I think the latest challenge is bell peppers or grilled cheese or something. If you see the latest challenge, or if you like Taco Bell, or if you like wings, go to Taco Bell and get the wings. Like, you trying to find your niche. If you like to eat, do that. If you like to whisper, or you eat a lot of crunchy stuff or stuff that make a lot of sound, get you a ASM, start you an ASMR channel. If you a makeup artist, tell us and do a video and tell us what brushes you use, what palette or foundation. I don't know nothing about makeup, but what you use. It's all I use. Vaseline, cocoa butter. Get this at the Dollar Tree. Mm-hmm. That's all I use. If you use a certain palette, if you are a producer, let us know what you use. If you like to talk shit about people on their channel, start a reaction channel. If you're good at talking shit about people on their channel, start a reaction channel. Start a reaction channel. On my music channel, I'm reviving it. Oh, this week y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see a lot of me. You're gonna see a lot of me on this channel, on my ASMR channel, on my music channel. My music channel, I'm doing music reviews. So if you're a music artist, I'll share with that on. I'll show y'all that. Share that information with y'all on my music channel. But I'm doing everything. Last year to test content. I used last year to just try out a bunch of things, and a lot of shit worked and a lot of shit didn't. And the shit that didn't work, I learned from it and I apply it to the shit that did, and y'all gonna see me move and shake. I'm gonna say this right now, in case y'all didn't hear it, in case y'all wasn't here at the beginning. I truly appreciate y'all, because I last year last year was a really tough year for me, and I decided to do that publicly. I know a lot of people was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have did that," but I decided to do it publicly for two reasons. One, because I wanted you to know that you are not alone in whatever the fuck you was going through, and two, because I wanted to hold myself accountable for change. I wanted to hold myself accountable for change. And to this day, right now, I am 28 days in to juicing. I am 28 days into fasting. I didn't understand fasting before. I grew up in church and they was like, "Oh, you just need to fast." And I was like, "What the fuck is a fast?" And then understood what fasting does. And I understood, like, so when I say I want to be healthy, it's like, oh, she's juicing. It's not just about juice. It's about discipline. I'm disciplining myself to wake up early and meditate. I'm disciplining myself to get a juice. I'm disciplining myself to drink more water. I'm disciplining myself to not eat like fatty foods. It's about discipline for me in the universe. I really kid you not, was teaching me discipline the entire time, but I was not paying attention until I got tired. I don't want you to have to get to the point where you get tired. If you hear in your voice, in the small voice, the large voice, if your body is tensing up and whatever it is, pay attention to that. If you getting ready to go on that job, but every morning, every night you come home from that fucked up job that you don't even like, you sit down with a piece of paper and a book. You probably got a book of I'm gonna start a food truck, and you look at that book every fucking day. Start putting shit towards that food truck. Start putting shit towards that book. If you want to write a book, I'm probably go this week. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do one of those videos if you want to release your own coloring book or activity book, and I'm gonna show y'all mines and how I did it. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna be light, love, and positivity. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you. I'm not one of those people where I'm just gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So you can't be like, "Well, I ain't know." I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna tell you. If you're an audio visual learner, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you. So you could come back to this video at any time and watch it. Not just this video, all of the videos on my channel. Watch it. I'm reviving workouts this week. I'm reviving everything. I had to take the first 2 weeks for myself and be focused and disciplined. And I'm still gonna be disciplined throughout. But I just wanted to say thank you to you. You, all of you. Thank you. Um, thank you for all of the love and the support. Thank you for coming back time and time again. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, following, sharing your thoughts, good or bad. Thank you. I appreciate it because I listen to them. I respond to everything. everyone. That's my thing. I want to respond to everyone, even if I just hit you with a smiley face, a purple heart, and praying hands. You know that I saw your comment. I just want you to know that I truly appreciate y'all, because y'all don't have to show love or support. It's other channels out here on YouTube, and y'all just stop by and hang out with me. Hi, just the mommy of six. I appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely are loved and appreciated over here. That's all I got. If you're on YouTube, if you can go up to the community tab and vote for your favorite song from the 90s. We got one more week. If you want to have your song listed, drop it. February, I'm doing all love songs: pop, country, rock, blues, all love songs. I don't care where, who sung it, where it come from. I'm doing all love songs. So crossing all of the decades from the beginning of time all the way up to now. I'm doing all love songs. So if you have a love song, feel free to drop it on any video. That's all I got. I love y'all. Remember that it is important for you to use your words. I keep saying this, and I'm gonna continue to say this, because silence is not a fucking option. If you are a parent, silence should never be the fucking option. Because you want your child to be able to come to you and tell you if somebody, you know what I'm talking about. Silence is not a fucking option. If you know some shit is happening to somebody, silence is not a fucking option. It's not. Let's start looking out for each other. Everybody, you, me, the president, the queen, everybody is dealing with this global fucking pandemic. Let's start looking out for each other. Be mindful for each other. Let's get back to that. Humanity. Let's get back to that. I love y'all. In case you need a friendly reminder, again, we are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic, and you should be living your best life. Yes, I'm pointing at you. Whoever you are watching this, you should be living your best life. You deserve better. You should want better, and you can have better. See what I did there? Better, better, better. You should have it. You should want it. 2022 is your year to get it. It is. If you haven't learned from the last 2 years, like take today, take the rest of the evening, and just be like, you know what? I did say 2021 I was going to start a business, or I did say, I was going to get married, or I was going to have a baby, or I was going to whatever you do, make a plan for it. 2022 going to be a good year. Plan for it. Wake up every day, work out, meditate, put positive stuff in your space. The negative shit you don't need. You already know you're gonna wake up. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, guaranteed. You wake up, you're gonna hear something negative. Guaranteed. If you scroll on YouTube, you scroll on your social media of choices, you're gonna hear something negative. You're gonna see something negative. You go outside, negative. Start feeding yourself positive shit. I'm telling you, it would change your fucking life. It would change it. If no one has told you in the first 16 days of 2022, I will take the time to say, I love you. I fucking you. You don't have to buy me. You don't have to like, comment, or subscribe, or follow. You don't have to do none of that shit. I fucking love you. I love you. I fucking believe in you. I believe that you could start a Twitch. I believe that you could write the book. I believe that you could be whatever the fuck you want to be. I believe that. And you have everything you need to be successful right in here. You don't need no money. You don't need somebody outside of you to support you. But how my business gonna get off the ground? Because you the one gonna lift your business up. If you don't believe that your business can be successful, if you don't believe that your YouTube can be successful, if you don't believe that the shirts you selling, the cups, the coffees, the whatever you selling, if you don't believe the makeup kits, if you don't believe the courses you selling, whatever, you don't believe that this can be successful, nobody will believe it. Nobody. You have to believe in you. That's all I got. Thank y'all for coming. I'll see y'all at 10 tonight for nighttime meditations. I have a lot of things that I'm rolling out in this next week. I'm telling you, the first 2 weeks for me. Now we about to get to rolling. We about to get into YouTube. I'm gonna be a real Content creator. I was a real content creator. Last year, I uploaded 1,000 videos. This year, I have a higher number than I'm for. And I know it's possible. Why? Because I uploaded 1,000 videos last year. 1,000 of them. And 200 plus of them was workouts. So y'all know your girl. So tomorrow I'm gonna share with y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a little preview of tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up and do meditation. We're gonna have a Monday motivation. I'm trying to get those out earlier. That's my goal for myself to get earlier. And I'm gonna share with y'all my workout fail. I'm gonna share that with y'all because I want y'all to see me struggle and I want y'all to see me get better. All of 2022, I'm gonna show y'all me being better. I learned from last year. A lot of shit that I did last year, y'all ain't gonna see it this year. Cause I learned. When you learn, um, what they say, when you know better, you do better. I've learned better, so I'm doing better. That's it. We gonna all be better together. So what we gonna do. Thank y'all for all of the love and support. I hope y'all join me tonight for nighttime meditations. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. Follow me on all of the social medias right here at this right here. Community tab, vote. Until next time, I love you. Peace.